Swolenormous.
The sun is shining.
I pooped.
The birds are chirping.
Just
the
kidding.
bacon is sizzling.
Am I?
Welcome
What?
To the Daily Swole.
Maybe. Testing, 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 testicles, testing, testicles, testicles, Welcome everyone to episode 1240 Schwam of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps, and I forgot to put something on the board today. Oh, well, it's the Sunday Funday Q&Anus. That's why... I'll pretend. That's why I forgot to put something on the board. I didn't. I did it on purpose. I didn't put anything on the board because it's for you. It's up to you to provide the content today for the Sunday Funday Q&Anus. That's why. It was a master plan. I didn't write on the board because that's why. That's why. The sun is not shining. It's shining like a motherfucker. It's bright and sunny and it's hot as fuck. If you are in a place right now in September where the sun is not shining, you live in the wrong place. You live in the wrong place. You live in the wrong place. The reason why Florida should probably have like the entire world's population is because it's nice pretty much all the time. And if there's a natural disaster, you get like a week and a half heads up. And you know, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. There's something to be said for like a warning, like, hey, shit's gonna hit the fan like 2 weeks. So prepare. It's like, wow, I can leave, I can do whatever. I can literally avoid every major issue. I can literally avoid any major issue. It's like, oh, the hurricane's coming. All right, I guess we'll leave casually and we'll be fine. But you never know. It could be bad. Anyway, it's all good. Hold on, little sip. It started to snow today. Fuck that. You're an asshole for living somewhere where it snows in September. You're an asshole. Especially if you're in the United States, you're an asshole. If you're in another country, it's like, okay, other countries have different areas, of course, but you can move. You can move. I've never been to the Pacific Northwest, but I like rain, but I don't like depression from rain. And considering how much they say it rains, I'm like, fuck that. I'll visit. I'm not going to live there. Sounds depressing. Montana must be the wrong place. That's got to be one of the most beautiful places in the summer or like in the fall for like a couple days before it gets miserable for 5 or 6 months. Yeah. Oh, I burped. Okay. What if people if you like snow and rain? Well, then you live where there's snow and rain. Obviously, some people do. But I think it's much more that people start just living someplace where they've always lived. That's really it. It's not like, oh, I love snow and rain. You mean you're just used to it. A lot of people are just used to it and they pretend like they love it or they say they like it because they don't want to move and uproot and they've always been there, so they're comfortable. That's why most people never really move. People just don't leave. They grow up, they stay somewhere, and they don't go anywhere. Because, especially if it's like a country, you know, you speak your language and everyone speaks your language and your friends are there and you grew up and you just don't leave. Anyway, it's all right. It's all right. All the Florida people flee to Atlanta during the hurricanes. Yeah, talk about going from bad to worse, right? Get it? See what I did there? You like that? You like that shit? Anyway, all right, tough crowd. It's all right. I'll be here all week, literally every day, right here on the podcast. What up, Beaches? What up? All right, so I got some big announcements. I mentioned it. For those of you that listened to the pre-roll later on, obviously you guys didn't listen to it because you couldn't. We got some big announcements. Big announcements. It has happened. It has been created. It is available right now. So before we get into the Sunday Funday Q&Anus, while everyone still kind of comes in, I want to make this part of the conversation because big announcement today, Swolenormous Uncensored is officially available. So here's the deal. For those of you that maybe missed yesterday's episode, just launched a private membership section of Swolenormous X, specifically titled Swolenormous Uncensored. So for those of you that want bonus content, that want additional content, that want unadulterated content that will never be censored, literally Swolenormous Uncensored, and new shows, new stuff, anything that I want to do, it's available right now. So what I'm going to do is bring this up on the screen in a second. And if you were here for yesterday's podcast, I've been talking about how reach to subscribers and to followers and the way social climate is going, it's hard to make content. It is always uncensored. That's good. It's harder to make content that reaches my audience. And as things are progressing, and literally I make so much content, I notice every single ripple, I notice every single change and every single tweak. And it has happened. And last week last week with the whole Instagram, Facebook, it's directly correlated to some YouTube updates and changes. And all these platforms, as they are privately owned, they are adjusting algorithms. They are adjusting where people see or do not see content. And it's pretty schnasty. It's pretty schnasty. And unfortunately, it could get worse. And I do want to do a lot of different types of content. And those of you that are following the podcast, that follow the main channel, and you like my content, there's a lot of other stuff that I have intention on doing. However, some of it isn't necessarily appropriate, on topic. In other words, there's a lot of things that I say and do and have interest in that may or may not be fitness related. And I want to also provide a lot of additional bonus footage for all my content. So right now, literally just launched it yesterday, and there's already a video in there. So I'm going to bring this up on the screen. If you're interested in joining Swolenormous Uncensored, it's going to be fucking awesome. You're going to have a lot of perks and a lot of benefits. And because it's brand new and just launched, you can lock in your access to Swolenormous Uncensored for literally $2.99 a month. So less than $3. Less than $3, however many cents that is a day. It's like pennies. I'll bring this up on the screen. So it's available on swolenormousx.com. And you can watch the video that I posted here on the checkout page. And I break down a little bit of what you're going to get. Now, some of the things that I am going to be launching inside Swolenormous Uncensored are the following. So here are some of the things that I'm going to be having, not limited to, but some of the cool content. So Raw series, there's already one available in there already. So it's just launched yesterday. So there's only one video. Literally, there's only one video, but there's going to be a ton of videos and you will get access to all of them. So that's why it's such a great price. That's why you can lock this in for as long as you have the membership, no matter what it goes to, no matter what this becomes. So this can actually be, this can literally go many, 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 many places. And this is not limited to this type of content. So the Raw series, unedited commentary on all types of issues, other YouTubers, other videos, social issues, political, if I wanted to, religion, could be anything, just raw, unedited content. Daily Swole, extra thirsty. So those of you that love the podcast, obviously you're here. So extra bonus content, extra behind the scenes and overtime type content, maybe extended versions of the podcast. DWG Director's Cut. As you might know, if you do any video editing, you might film a 10-minute video and then only 3 minutes make the final cut. So there could be other sections or other portions that are maybe too offensive, that are maybe, doesn't really fit as tightly as it could for like a real short, boom, hard hitting. So you get extended bonus footage and bonus content there. Nuts on Chin, NOC Unplugged. So again, additional content, additional bonus footage from those videos that may or may not make the final cut for the YouTube channel. Ask Papa Swolio and Daily Swole priority access for the Sunday Funday Q&Anus and Ask Papa Swolio. So those videos, the Ask Papa Swolio, you'll get priority access for getting your questions answered and featured on the show and those videos. And also, again, miscellaneous bonus footage. And I didn't put some of the other ideas I had there because I don't want to put the cart before the horse in a sense. But there are other types of shows and other types of content that I plan on putting here that are either not appropriate for my YouTube channel based on the audience, based on the content, based on censorship, based on age limitations. So there are other shows and ideas that I have that I want to do here. So that's on Swolenormous Uncensored. So those of you that are members of Swolenormous X, I want to clarify something. So if you go to the site, if you're interested in joining Swolenormous Uncensored, all you do is you go to swolenormousx.com, you click on memberships. You'll scroll down, you'll see everything that you get with all the membership, with like the yoga studio and the programs and stuff. But when you get down to the pricing options, you'll see at the top, you'll see Swolenormous Uncensored. Now, the training stuff isn't included in Uncensored. It's specifically this type of content. And if you do opt for the unlimited, if you're an unlimited Swolenormous X member, you can get access to Swolenormous Uncensored, including in your unlimited membership. So what I will be doing for those of you that are members for those of you that are members already, I will be sending out an email blast. Okay. So that way you can add that and you can get that added to your account. So it's going to be like a preference thing because not everyone that wants the training content wants this. So it's like an option, but it'll be an additional option. So if you're already a member, you can get access to this section, but I will be posting that. I'll probably be giving you all like links and stuff or more details in the private Facebook group. So those of you that are Swole X members, tomorrow we have our accountability meeting at 12 noon Eastern time. So I'll be talking about this tomorrow as well. So if you're interested in this and you already have an unlimited membership, you can add this into it at no additional charge. So it's included in the unlimited. However, for those of you that maybe can't afford it, that don't want the training content, that don't want the yoga studio and the virtual trainer and the mobility and the nutrition and the programs and the instructional video and all the cool shit that's over there, the meditation, all that stuff, you can opt for this. So super cool. So now we're safe. We have our safe space. We have our Swole space. So anyway, all the stuff that I've been talking about and all the stuff that I'm putting out there, it's available at Swolenormous or inside Swolenormous Uncensored. And there's already a video in there already. And it's one of the Raw series. So I made some commentary on a recent video on YouTube that was made and an influencer that I wanted to give some more context about and discuss, some of the bullshit that's been going on. So that's already in there in Uncensored. There better be a goddamn crotch cam. I don't think so. I don't think so. So just so you know, uncensored doesn't mean that everything is just going to be fucking swearing belligerent. So the Raw series, it's conversational in a lot of ways. But of course, when you get into like the DWG and the nuts on chin, obviously those types of bonus footage and content. So there's gonna be a lot of different stuff. But uncensored means not just swearing. It means no limitations. It means it's a private platform and a private portal where I can create content and you can get content. That way you'll get your notifications, you'll get your alerts, you'll have it when it's available, and you can watch at your convenience and you'll get more exclusive content. And this is not going to be posted anywhere else. So if you're not in Swolenormous Uncensored, you will not see this on Instagram or anywhere. It's only within Swolenormous Uncensored. So you can learn more at swolenormousx.com in the membership section. So there you go. Let's take some comments and questions. So that being said, let's get into the Sunday Funday Q&Anus. I just wanted to, because it literally today is the first time I'm talking about it publicly because it's available right now. This is, I wanted to really get into that and explain it in more depth. So I'm looking through the comments right now and I'm looking forward to seeing you in Swolenormous X. All right, Cats, the Restream bot will time out people who use all caps or cuss too much. You mean in the chat? It's possible. It's possible. Let's see. Will this be included in the membership? I answered that already. If you have unlimited, it will be included for sure. Silly Gamer, I barely have time to keep up with the Daily Swole and Swolenormous, but I'll check it out. That's cool. That's all right. I appreciate that. I know. Look, I understand that all of you are busy. So this is not, and just to clarify again, this is not saying, hey, I'm not doing any kind of content that I normally do on my channels. Like I'm not changing anything. However, there are certain things that don't get added or get removed or I don't talk about because you can understand how easily it can be to get fucking, like I'm not willing to get my channel fucking shut down, but it's definitely reaching a lot less people. It's definitely like noticeably. And look, the content and the types and the topics and the words and the verbs and the shit that I fucking say, which is just how I like to make my videos, it does get flagged and it does get limited. It's starting to snowball a little bit in terms of the slowing of it. And I feel it. I feel it in my taint, I feel that tickle. So this is a place where I can post wherever the fuck I want. And if you want to be a part of it, I'd love to have you. And actually, seeing this comment again, I will consider a crotch cam. Just like it'll be the entire podcast. It'll be the same thing, just the same video uploaded, but it'll just be the shot of my ball sack. That's all it's going to be. It'll just be the ball sack cam. Maybe we'll get some extra Papasolio cam. You can listen to the whole podcast and you'll see her breathing, kind of being alive. Right, Mama? Nope. Okie dokie. That's cool. That's cool, bro. I appreciate it, Nikki. Thank you. E-bikes. Sack cam. So no on the taint cam. It's possible. Hey, you know what? For $2.99, I'm not that much of a whore, but maybe maybe in the future I'll up the price. I'll up the price of the Swolenormous Uncensored once I add the taint cam, because all of a sudden I'll be like, oh, just watch. I'll add the taint cam and be like, well, now I'm joining for sure. There's a taint cam in there, just a freaking shot right of the undersack. So that's cool. Glad you like it. Draw the line on a sack cam. You don't want a sack cam. Oh, all right. Well, sorry. What are you doing here if you don't want a sack cam? I think everyone here wants a sack cam. Even if you're a hetero male, a hetero cisgender male, you want a sack cam. Come on, it's my sack. It's some good sack. You've been getting on your chin for months. Yoga good before, after workout, or both? Either. I prefer it after. I got timed out twice yesterday for no reason. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not managing the comments, by the way. Like, I'm not timing anyone out. If someone says something inappropriate, or maybe it triggers one of the bots or something, like the automatic, I don't know. No fucking idea. No idea. I don't know. Again, this is one of the things, like, I don't know what the fuck YouTube does. I don't know how this shit works behind the scenes. Like, I'm experiencing it and I figure it out by, oh, if I do that, no one sees that. Oh, if I do that, it gets flagged or it gets blocked or it gets removed, or, I'm kind of figuring this out as I go along too. Just some major changes that happened the last week and a half that all of a sudden, like, all the reporting and everything just kind of like hit a brick wall, and it's like, it's noticeable. So more Papa Swolio. That's cool. Let's see. Swolenormous Gold membership with a sack cam. Oh, look at you. So in other words, for those of you that maybe are still like, I don't know what this is. I mean, this is right through Swolenormous X, so it's 100% like, it's all secure and everything like that. There's no obligation. Like, if you want to cancel, you don't want access to it anymore, you just go in your account settings and you cancel it, or you send us an email. But it's something that helps support the content, and you're going to get pretty fucking sweet content. And if you still kind of confused about it, it's like Patreon, only if you go through Patreon, then Patreon gets their fucking cut, and then Patreon has control over whether or not you see the content and everything. I don't like any of that stuff, and most people use that because they're not able, or they don't know how to set these kinds of things up themselves. So I don't like anyone in my shit. I don't like anyone in my fucking shit. So that's what we're doing. Can't wait for the uncensored. Oh, it's there. Again, just for the record, the Swolenormous Uncensored is already available. So I have it in the post description now. You can go to swolenormousx.com. You click on memberships, you'll see Uncensored. And like I said, if you're an unlimited member already, just keep an eye out for information on how you can get that added to your account. It won't necessarily be like automatically added. I haven't decided if it's going to be automatically added, but if you do have an unlimited, you will be able to just add that to your membership for no additional cost. So how do announcements work? What do you mean in terms of announcements? Like, there's email blasts. We are heavy into the Facebook group, the private Facebook group. Like, the most important things, you have an updates tab in Swolenormous X. So for new releases, like content for training and yoga and stuff, every week we do an accountability meeting in the private Facebook group, and all the links to like the newest things that get updated. It's kind of like what would you call it? Like a log. So the updates tab in Swolenormous X in your main menu, it says, okay, this is the date, here's what was released, and a link to the new content that's released in those sections. So yeah, so that's how we do it. And also there's certain situations where you'll get like alerts with the live chat. So when you log in, you'll have like a little bubble pop up, and it'll let you know like what the new releases are. Like, we do that sometimes too. But I've done polls, and most people like either email or the Facebook group, because we do weekly accountability meetings. So that's kind of where the updates are. So kind of just, we're always doing, it's very community based. So for new content releases, we do a lot of polls and votes for who, what people want to see next in terms of what classes or what programs and what things people want developed. And, the accountability meeting is a lot of like Q&A too. So it's Q&A, it's kind of refocusing for the week, discussing new releases, any big announcements for members and stuff like that. How early would you recommend eating before lifting? Personal preference. I wouldn't recommend, some people don't like eating, so it's not something that I'm really, going to recommend. If you don't want to eat, then you don't want to eat. I like a sweet potato usually, but maybe an hour before, it depends. I'll eat it, do some more stuff, and then I'll go and I'll get ready to go. But it depends. You don't have to, so it's your choice. Happy snowy Sunday. Where the fuck do you people live? Where do you live? Fuck that. Why? Why would you do that? Do I sell merchandise? Yes, I do. If you go to the website, you click on apparel and you shall see it. Yeah, Swolenormous apparel. Yes, I do. Is it possible to have withdrawal symptoms from removing things from your diet? It depends on how you're defining withdrawal symptoms. But yeah, for sure. Some people, when they remove sugar or caffeine, you get headaches, or you might feel sluggish, for sure. Holly, you can send us an email. No, I mentioned it earlier. The Uncensored is included in unlimited memberships. I'm not sure. I don't know what your membership is, if it's 14, because we don't have any memberships currently that are that. So you might have a grandfathered membership from back in the Dizay. I've never sold a membership for 14, so you're probably missing some numbers but no, if you have an unlimited membership, you can get access to Uncensored. So if you that's why it's part of the membership page. And this was part of what I was deciding and how it was going to be implemented. So it is a great place to get additional content behind the scenes and all the stuff, literally anything that I want to post. There's going to be a lot of stuff, but it's exclusively for Uncensored members. But if you have an unlimited membership, it's included. So unlimited means you get everything that Swolenormous X has to offer on the site, full access. So unlimited means unlimited, and Uncensored means specifically that. But so if you have unlimited, it's just not automatic right now. It's not automatically included in the unlimited membership. So people that already have unlimited, it's not added to that yet. I'm deciding whether or not I want it to be something that's automatically given, because not everyone wants access to this type of content, but you have the option to add it in for free. So however I decide, you'll get an email, you get notifications, because if you are a member, I'll make sure that if you want access to it, you'll get it. So tomorrow in the accountability meeting, we'll talk more about it too, if you don't get an email from me today about it. Do I work with, we have yoga teachers, we have other yoga teachers, I teach classes. So the ones that I teach personally, the way Swolenormous X works, well, it's fucking everything that you need, but the way the yoga style and the yoga classes and the mobility, so it eliminates excuses. And there are many different ways to skin a cat, so to speak. And I want to provide a lot of different angles of content where you can either go through a full structured program, you can customize, you can piecemeal, you can just do a workout. So we have an entire yoga studio with 60-minute full classes. Then the Swolga section, which is Swole Yoga, which is your boy Papa Swolio teaching. Those are generally 20, 30 minutes or so. Some are a little bit longer, but generally they're 20 or 30 minutes. So if you don't have a full hour, you can still do a complete class in 20 to 30 minutes. Rather, some people, I personally don't like doing a 60-minute class and stopping halfway through. I like a whole completion of whatever the flow is. So I teach the Swolga classes, which are 20 to 30 minutes. And then we also have Swole in 7, which are 7-minute mobility sessions. So you can string multiple ones together, or if you just have 10 minutes and you want to do a quick mobility workout, you do the Swole in 7. And we're launching very shortly Swole in 7 Strength, which are great for traveling. So it's great for limited space. And it'll be 7-minute workouts so you can link together for strength, done with bands, done with light dumbbells, done in limited quarters. So those of you that are on the road a lot, that are in hotel rooms that don't have a lot of space at home, it'll be 7-minute workouts that you can do in a short period of time, get something in, and you don't need a lot of space and you need minimal equipment. So it's great for travel and it's great for beginners. It'll be great for limited space. So that's coming soon too. Papa, what's the deal with saturated fat? I've heard it's unhealthy in abundance, but extra virgin coconut oil is considered to be healthy. What's the deal? I don't shy away from saturated fat. I fucking love it. It's gotten a bad reputation. I'm not going to go into all the details because all the science behind it, you can Google the fuck out of that. The deal is a lot of people talk a lot of shit and a lot of people say a lot of things that they're not experts on. So rather than get into the difference and what the chemical structure and, oh, this is saturated with more hydrogens, blah, blah, blah. I love saturated fat. I mean, animal fats are high in saturated fat, coconut oil, but then there are great unsaturated fats like avocado and olive oil and olives and, shit like that. So I don't shy away from saturated fat personally. But that's why an elimination diet, again, everyone's always laughing like, you bang your knee, just do an elimination diet and some yoga. Because I say it all the time. But that's why if you want to figure out what foods work best for you. You can cross-check this with different types of blood work, and you can get different tests, not just the ones from your doctor, but you can mail away for different types of profiles and things like that. If you're really into like biohacking and, looking into maybe anti-aging type stuff. But, take your health into your own hands. And if you do an elimination, you'll figure out what helps your body perform the best. And that's usually a really good indicator. It usually is a really good indicator what foods are optimal for your body. And this is why a lot of people love being a vegetarian or a vegan or a carnivore or this. Like, there's a lot of anecdotal evidence. And you have those people that just only push studies. If there's no study, they're like, fuck that shit. It's like, well, one study or even 5 studies doesn't prove anything. So you need to also look at the people that are putting that kind of effort in, like actually applying that. And, if you're doing it and you're testing things on yourself, you're the scientist. It's your body. So you got to figure out what works best for you. And for those of you that are curious about Swole X, that's what we do inside. So we post a lot of recipes. People share a lot of recipes in the private group. We have a recipe archive for all different eating styles. We have all the different sections for how to do a macro-based diet, how to do a keto diet, how to do a vegan diet, all these different infographics and sections, and how to go through the elimination process, shopping lists and things like that to help guide you in the direction that's optimal for you. So I don't presuppose, okay, you should do this. I think that's reckless from a training standpoint, especially online. When, like for me, I'm creating something that is designed for a wide breadth of people. So why would I just be like, you need to eat like this? I'm the keto guy. I hate that shit. It might make someone money in the short term. Like, oh, wow, that's the catchphrase. That's the fad. I can sell keto, 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 keto. But you're planting a flag in something that isn't right for everyone. That might not turn out to be the best thing long term. Like, everyone's got their different opinions. Some people go on keto long term. And I've also heard a lot of stuff about, from doctors and podcasts that, keto long term, it's like, you don't want to do it super long term, but everyone's different. And some people love it for longer periods of time, and other people start to kind of like bonk out and start to plateau and not feel so good after a long time. How is it best to get into yoga? Would it be better to go to a class or to learn online? Depends on you. Some people love to read and learn really well from reading and doing stuff online. Other people can't focus and need to be in a room and to be guided by other people. So it's up to you. I'd recommend doing both. Sometimes it's nice to get out of the house and learn. You get experience and you get kind of like some insights from other instructors, but then you can also learn online. So it depends on how you like to learn and what you prefer. And a lot of times people don't have. So those of you that live in Montana or someplace where it's actually snowing, you probably live in, I don't know where the fuck you live, Alaska or some shit. But if you live in an area where you don't have a yoga studio, you don't have great instructors. I mean, I'm in Florida. If you live in California, you live in some of these places like more metropolitan areas, you're going to have yoga studios in every corner, but it's also not cheap. So that's another benefit of Swole X. It's like a Swole X talkathon, but it all comes back to that, because if you go to a yoga class, it'll be $20 or $30 for one class. So that's why we have, like, I think in Swole X, we have 30 to 40 classes already, and they're always available, and we're adding new ones every single week. So it's ridiculous. Are you going to do a Fuck Your Resolution t-shirt? Yes. It's releasing tomorrow, actually. New Driving While Gaining coming tomorrow, by the way. So you'll see that. Fuck Your Resolution, or is that releasing tomorrow? There's another shirt releasing tomorrow, this week. It's already made. It's already up, so yes. So the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Ooh, excited to have you, Irene. Love it. Thank you so much for joining the Uncensored fam. I'm excited. The cool thing about the Uncensored is, like, you still have an area underneath to drop comments and stuff. So it's gonna be a real cool place to interact and to engage, and you can request content. We're gonna do all sorts of things in there. So, like I said, just to let you all know that it just launched today, and I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to like actually implement that, because I just fucking love the concept, and I love the like I got my creative juices flowing, like all the stuff like, oh shit, I can't wait to post stuff in there. So I posted a video already. So there's one video. I plan on doing some more today and to kind of get some other content up there. So that's why it's a real early bird special to get in there. We can start having a conversation. So excited to have all of you. So if you want, again, if you want to check out Swolenormous Uncensored, go to swolenormousx.com, click on memberships, and you'll see the new uncensored content or the new uncensored option to hook in. Remove. What was this? Wait, who said that? Remove caffeine? Ew, I would never do that. I don't hate myself. I want to fuck your pinkety drinkety shirt. Well, we've done 2 rounds of the fuck your pink drink shirt. And tomorrow, this is the t-shirt that I was mentioning she said, fuck your resolutions. I'm like, oh yeah, tomorrow. I'm like, wait, it's not tomorrow. There's a different one tomorrow. So tomorrow's DWG will, I think some of you, can you guess what the shirt is? It's not fuck your pink drink. It's fuck your guess, but you'll hear about it. You'll hear about it. What about a line of alumni apparel? Well, there's going to be different things like that. Like uncensored. There's going to be exclusive. So there are all that stuff. All that stuff is in the works. So for those of you that are members, those of you that are Swolenormous Uncensored members, there's going to be private lines or private stores and private collections that are going to be offered at a discount for those of you that are part of the private community and stuff like that. So yeah, absolutely. We'll talk about that. I'll try to remember that or bring that up tomorrow in the meeting, actually, James. So yes, and yes. One thing is for certain, there's no shortage of ideas that I have for t-shirts. Like I pretty much come up with like 3 t-shirts a day and it's like, fuck, I just can't be talking about shirts. Like, look at all these shirts. There'd be too many shirts. I don't want, you can only wear 1 shirt a day. So I'm trying to like, okay, let's do this at this time. Let's do this here. And there's a lot of things to juggle, but yes, I love the idea. All right, more Q&Anus. Let's go, fam. Drop these Qs. Drop this A. Well, you drop the Q and I'll drop the A. You give me some Q, I'll give you some anus. Chelsea O'Dara. Hey, Pop, I've been experiencing pain in my right knee. I think I'm just going to start saying the K from now on. Right knee, especially when going up the stairs or locking my legs when standing. Well, don't lock your legs when you're standing. Are there any exercises I can help the problem? Well, possibly. And I say possibly because I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and diagnose like, oh, pain in your right knee. That must be your Madagascar ligament. There isn't one, by the way. So locking your knees, do you have trouble because your knees lock? Or when you stand straight, your knee hurts? Because it could be your popliteus is weak, which is kind of common. And the popliteus is the muscle that unlocks the knee joint. Now it's really, I'm not gonna be able to explain the exercise, but it has to do with the resistance band and pretty much you're doing negatives with the popliteus muscle. So you want to activate that muscle that will help strengthen it. So it will prevent the knee from completely locking or locking so hard. It'll create some more balance in the joint. Anytime you have a joint, especially like the knee, like a hinge joint, you want balance on both sides. So you think about it. You have really strong muscles on the front. You have the quadriceps muscles and the quadriceps and the patellar tendon that goes into the tibia. So the quads are extremely strong with knee extension. And on the other side, you have the hamstrings, but in certain positions for the unlocking, there's one little tiny muscle, the popliteus, that is the primary muscle that unlocks the knee. So it's very short and it only kind of like boom. You know, you ever kick someone in the back of the knee or you kind of poke the back of their knee and their knee just buckles? That's because you poke the popliteus and the popliteus like contracts and it buckles the knee. So it unlocks the knee and then the hamstrings take over and the gastrocnemius and the calf take over for knee flexion. So that could be something that would help. I just really can't explain it verbally enough to help you understand that, but you can look up exercises for strengthening that muscle. And also it could be something with the lateral stability. It could be something that lateral tube walking, strengthen the gluteus medius. It could be foam rolling in yoga. Foam rolling in yoga really does help, but I would also look at glute activation exercises and stuff like that, like lateral tube walking, single leg balance exercises, hip bridges and such. That was a short answer. Danny, I'm a member of Swole X. Recently lost my bank card. Ooh, sorry, man. Send us an email, my brother. We'll make sure. Team Swole will make sure that you don't lose any kind of flow. That sucks. Sorry to hear that. Just send us an email. If anything happens where like it shuts down and needs to be restarted, you won't have to like sign up again. Like, like we'll just like, we'll take care of it. We'll make sure that it gets worked out one way or the other. So just send us an email, support@swolenormous.com, and we'll help you out. Make sure you don't lose like access temporarily or shut down or something like, because it might automatically, if it's like, hey, and this isn't working because you cancel it and stuff like that, it will automatically eventually, so I'll make sure it doesn't, keep you making stick gains. Let's see. Monkey Boy, the idea that there's shit that occurs to you that doesn't already come brazenly flying out of your mouth during a podcast gives me a taint tingle. You see what I'm saying? Well, I'm not saying that stuff doesn't come out of my mouth. What I'm saying is there could be additional things, like the same, just more of them. So it's cool. It's cool. I'm not saying, and that's what I wanted to clarify. It's not like, oh, it's Swole Enormous uncensored. I'm just going to be there like, fucking pussy cunt twat. I just said that right now. Right? It's like, wow, this is uncensored. But in other words, it's just more access. It's more stuff. It's additional. Like, when you watch a movie and it's a real great movie, and then, when the movie releases on DVD, you have like the director's cut, you have like the extended edition, and you fucking love the movie so much, you get like half an hour extra of footage. Like, wow, now it's 3.5 hours of Lord of the Rings instead of 3, or something that's exciting. Stuff like that, like extra content. You have like the commentary, right? The DVD with the commentary from the director. Like, there's all these ideas that I have when we're doing like a nuts on chin or driving while gaining. Could be like like a little bit of a commentary over the video or something like that, or reactions to older. Like, there's so much stuff that I want to post. I have so many ideas, reactions to my own content, like old content, dig up old things that never got posted where I'm just like literally laughing at it. You ever see like celebrities reading mean tweets and shit like that? Got so many fucking ideas. It's cool. But all that kind of stuff I want to release in X, uncensored. Let's see. Josh Fisk. I lost 70 pounds. Why do people say it's too difficult to lose weight? Need a cunt punt? Probably. Well, not everyone can lose that much. Not everyone has that much to lose. I think what happens sometimes too with people that want to lose weight, even if they want to lose 10, 20 pounds, there's so much content out there because we're just inundated with so much information that you hear so much about 50 pounds. I lost 100 pounds. I lost this. I did all this stuff. And then people feel like, why am I struggling to lose 10 pounds? I'm a shitty person. I'm X, Y, and Z. But, if you're not losing weight, you're not in a deficit. It's just really fundamental math. If you're not losing weight, you're not in a deficit. And when people restrict their calories, and restrict caloric intake, the body naturally starts producing or expending less energy. So if you're eating less calories, your body is going to utilize less. It wants to minimize expenditure. So you have to actually exercise and create that deficit, because your body is going to be less likely to go into a deficit naturally, because you're going to be more like, oh, I don't feel like moving. I'm hungry. I'm tired. It's because your body is conserving, activity. You still have to be in a deficit. And what happens is, let's say, for example, just to clarify a little bit more, let's say you maintain with your exercise. Let's say you're trying to lose weight and you're maintaining your balance with your activity and with your caloric intake. You're at 0. You just balance out by eating 2,500 calories a day. So you want to lose some weight. So you start eating 2,250 calories a day. Okay. You lose some weight. You're like, cool, I'm losing weight. I'm exercising. Wow. And all of a sudden I plateau. How come I'm not losing weight anymore? Well, don't forget, your body finds like a new normal and finds a new maintenance level. You lose a few pounds and then you're maintaining at 2,250. So then you have to either exercise more, do more activity, or you have to bring it down a little bit. So that's a lot of times where plateaus go. And most people think that these calorie counters, these watches, tell you exactly how much calories you're burning. That's not true. When you put your food in MyFitnessPal as if that's like fucking gold, like, oh, that's exactly right. Not true. Like, these are approximations. And just because you ate, a pound, let's say you ate a pound of beef or you ate a bowl of broccoli, not all that broccoli or all that beef got absorbed as calories. You're not utilizing all of it necessarily. So you might eat 500 calories, but what if you're only really absorbing 300? Everything's going to be off and you're not going to be gaining as much. Like it's kind of like trial and error. You have to apply it. And if you're not losing, you're eating too much, you're not exercising enough. If you're not gaining, you're not eating enough. It's really like that simple, but it's just most people think like, hey, this app said this and my Apple Watch said that. So it doesn't mean anything. Did you not gain or did you not lose? And then figure out the basics. What's up, David? Can I call you David? I can do CrossFit in mornings or Planet Fitness after work. What would you recommend? What do you mean? My diet is good. My goal is to get lean. You're asking me, should I do CrossFit in the mornings or Planet Fitness after work? I'm not a big fan of either of those options. Savage. What would you recommend? My diet is good. Your diet should be excellent. And your goal is to get lean. Well, I mean, you can get lean. You can lose weight by not doing either of those. What's your experience? Like what makes you want to do CrossFit? Just because you can do Planet Fitness before work. Why is that only after? I'm very hesitant to recommend anyone do CrossFit because most people need a lot of corrective exercise and a lot of real learning and foundation building before they go and just do random shit. I'm very hesitant with any kind of trainer. It's not just CrossFit. Like a lot of personal trainers don't know what the fuck they're doing. And I'm not here to like steer people away and be like, trainers don't know what they're doing. Some do. Some CrossFit gyms are going to be better than others, like anything else. There's some doctors that are better than others. So one of the problems classically with CrossFit is that it grew so fucking fast. And then everyone thinks, oh, it's CrossFit. They're not all the same. You're going to have people that know what they're doing or are much more educated and have more experience. And you have other people that have a fucking garage that have the sign CrossFit because they pay a couple grand a month or whatever for the right to use the name. And they just do random shit. They fucking do lifting and they're running outside in the fucking pavement and the road for a mile or two and then doing bullshit pull-ups. It's just very high risk for someone who's just getting into it. And I don't know if you're just getting into it and whatnot, but anytime you have an opinion about something that people love, oh my God, why do you hate CrossFit? I don't care. If you want to do it, do it. But I just don't recommend it because it's not necessary to get the vast majority of people's goals. If you want to get lean, you absolutely can do it safer without doing CrossFit. Diabetes is what you eat us. I like that. I'm going to have to scroll and miss some comments, by the way, because I need to catch up to some of the current ones. I quit smoking and put that money towards a Swole X membership. Hell yeah, Greg. What up? Good shit. Hillary, my son has a month before entering the fire academy. Wondering if something like Orange Theory will help him prepare. I don't know about that. I don't know if Orange Theory is going to help you prepare for the fire academy. If anything, it might be more of like a CrossFit style. That's where CrossFit, I think, is really most ideal. I think CrossFit is more ideal for people that really face random fucking shit like police officers and military and fire, stuff like that. Let's see here. Thank you, Holly. Appreciate it. X has it. Swolenormous X has it all, but I just do the same yoga classes over and over. I enjoy repeating flows like Bikram. I'm the same way. When I first started doing like a Bikram style flow back in the day, I thought I was like, oh my God, it's gonna be the same every time. But I actually like it because then because if you can really zone out a lot more when you know what's coming and you can really focus and you can see the improvement, the marked improvement when you are doing the similar sequence. And plus, if you're doing a balanced sequence like Bikram, it can be very beneficial and you can really like just almost do it habitually and zone out. It's very meditative when you know what's coming and you can anticipate it and you can expect it. You're not anxious or you're not always thinking. It kind of shuts down your brain a little bit more because you're automatically almost doing it. So it's cool. What's up, James? Papa, remember that Bang Energy activist in the chat? The guy that wanted to debate me over energy drinks. Yeah. I watched a video he did on you and it was absurd, super nitpicky and biased, given it looks like his whole channel reviews energy drinks. Yeah. See, I don't that's why I don't waste my time with that shit. I don't care I love when people are like, you want to debate me? You can be a pussy. And I don't want to waste my time on something I don't care about, really. I don't see a situation where I want to debate anyone ever. It's not a beneficial use of my time, in my opinion. I don't like debates. I don't have an extra 2 hours. I want to I like it. I don't. Oh, but I do. Okay. Go. In other words, make a video. Let your video be your debate. That's cool. State your points and you work on getting people to see your shit. That's that. That's that. Will we be able to smash the like button in Uncensored, or we have to poke over to YouTube to smash it fast? Well, it's not going to be necessarily the same video on the same day. In other words, you're going to have to smash the like button on YouTube. There isn't a like feature in Uncensored. There's not going to be a like feature there. However, there could be options where YouTube videos are embedded, but still it's going to be on the private site, but you can drop a comment. So you can drop thumbs up in the comments. So the cool thing is there are a lot of comments, and it's really efficient for dropping comments below the videos. So in the near future, maybe I'll code something in there with a like button. Smash the like button. Oh, I got to scroll the questions fast. I'm really behind. Elimination diet question. Do I have to test each food one by one, or can I keep one? The more you eliminate, the more you'll test. The thing is, if you only remove one food, there could be a lot of other ones that conflict, and you won't know if you remove one food and you're still having problems, you won't know if that food that you removed also caused similar problems, but you're still consuming another food. So it's better. Like when in Swolenormous X, in like the nutrition jumpstart manual that we have that walks you through the elimination diet and stuff, like there are different ways. You could do it piecemeal like that. It's just not as good for someone who's brand new. Doing one food at a time is great for people that have done the elimination diet before, and they're like, hey, they're testing like specific foods. They're kind of like, coding over it. They're testing things again, kind of revisiting a couple things. You could do a partial elimination, but the more you do, it's like any kind of scientific study, the more of a control you have, the more accurate your testing will be. So if you remove one, you just have too many other variables. So if you're, let's say, removing dairy, okay, you might notice some differences, but you might not notice the full impact because you're still consuming gluten and grains. You didn't test that, or sugar or caffeine or all these other variables. So the more variables you have, the less accurate the test will be. You just won't get as much information, and it could, if you're going to do it for 4 or 6 weeks, you might as well just fucking do it right and then get as much information as you can. And then in the future, you could do it one at a time. That's just generally the recommendation. How often do I eat bone broth? I drink it straight. I put a little Celtic sea salt, maybe a couple turns of pepper and a little garlic. I drink it daily. I'm scrolling. I got to scroll fast. I missed some questions earlier. Josh, thoughts on Athlean X? I think Jeff's got tons of great content. I think he has tons of great content. What do you mean? Like, what are my thoughts about what? Just like in general? Like, do I like him? Like, I like his content. Yeah. I like his stuff. I never really got excited about creating fitness content publicly. I never got excited to be like, hey, here's how you do a bench press. I've tried to do certain things, maybe like in vlogs. I have no qualms about maybe bringing back like the vlog and stuff like that once in a while, but to do like a tutorial on how to do a bench press, like fuck, there's so much content already. Like from, places like Athlean X, like I don't need to do demonstrations. I do all that inside Swolenormous X. I don't need to do it publicly. People can have access to that. I like to keep my training content for members specific to my platform. Scrolling. What's my opinion on reverse shrugs? You mean behind the back? It's awkward. I don't do them. I've done them before. I'm not a big fan. This kind of brings up another idea that we haven't really talked about. There really isn't a bad movement. Okay. A lot of people be like, don't do that. It's going to hurt your shoulder. Don't do that. It's going to hurt. It depends on the person. Everyone's joints are different. Everyone's shoulder is formed differently. People's mobility is different. So I wouldn't say there's any wrong movement, but there are movements that you're not prepared to do. And what that means is, it doesn't mean like, hey, you're just not warmed up. It just means like your muscles aren't activated. You haven't progressed them over time to be able to handle that movement safely. So to say that a movement is wrong, and then you see someone doing this crazy fucking exercise and bending in all these different directions, like, holy shit, well, they're not getting hurt. So it's just not wrong for them, or it's not wrong, period. So I don't recommend, there's a difference between this exercise is wrong, it's going to hurt you, and there's a difference between that and this exercise is not ideal for you and it's a very high risk. So it's really more about risk. You could do reverse shrugs and it might not hurt you for a couple months, but then you might start getting some inflammation because it was rubbing on a low level the whole time. So you might not notice it right away. So it depends. I personally, if that's what you mean by reverse shrugs behind it, I don't do those. I've done them before. I just don't do them because, Oh, there you go. David, the AIDS dick in your mouth comment single-handedly has stopped me from eating fast food. Thanks for that. I lost 8 pounds in 2 weeks just keeping away from eating anything I don't make myself. Thanks for all the content. You're welcome. You see, the dirty, bleeding AIDS dick, these kinds of gross things that people are like, oh, what the fuck? That's offensive. It works. Because if you look at fast food as like a dirty, bleeding dick that's just like oozing AIDS, you're like, I don't want that. Yeah, you don't. And if you do, you might want to talk to someone if that's like, Brennan Butla. Now I have a calorie question. My doctor has me eating 1,200 to 1,400 calories a day without taking into account any exercise, and I'm pretty active. Is this normal? 5'3" and about 25 pounds to go. You mean to lose? Now here's the thing. All right, here's the thing. Because you mentioned your doctor has you eating 1,200 to 1,400, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, you should do this. So I gotta say you have to default to your doctor. So I can't really address this question at this time in that sense. From my experience, there's a minimum caloric intake that you should be around. And for a dude, for like a grown man, 12 to 1,500 is fucking low. It's super fucking low. But if you're losing, that might be what's working for you. But at the same time, it's after this, like once you get 25 pounds to go, for what? Like what happens then? So you can eat less or you can exercise more. You can work and do strength training. And one of the benefits of strength training is you're breaking down muscle. When you rebuild muscle tissue, you are going to have, it's going to speed up your metabolism. Your body is going to be using those extra calories that you have on your body that you're consuming to repair muscle tissue. So it gives you this more of like a constant caloric burn because your body is maintaining more lean tissue. As long as you're stimulating it. If you just stop lifting, you're not going to be maintaining that muscle mass. Why you lose it. That's a common phrase that's very simplified when it comes to physiology, is if you don't use it, you lose it. Aaron Muehlberg, I've been in the gym strength training and finally incorporated yoga and similar stretches, and my hip finally stopped hurting and the stiffness is going away. Do yoga, people. It's totally worth it. Fuck yeah, it is. Let's get some Papa Swole in there. Oh, you moved. It's absolutely worth it. Good stuff, Aaron. Oh, it's your babies. Oh, the baby mama. Let's get. Don't eyeball me. How do you know that I'm on the camera? How do you know? How'd you know that I'm like looking at you? She's still looking? She's still like eyeballing? The look. Let's see how far we can get in here. Get that telescopic. Ooh. You cutie pie. Baby girl. Yes. Oh, you're so tired. You ate super late last night. You were working late with Daddy. You were working late with Daddy on Swolenormous Uncensored. We had to launch that super late. And for those of you that wonder, no, this is the guest bed. I don't sleep here. It's not. It's super comfortable. It's like a fucking cot. And I put this out here when my friend came down to visit last year, and it just hasn't moved. It's nice though. I'll do some work, and then sometimes I lay down, think a little bit, get back up. And plus, since she sleeps here all the time, I can't remove the bed because she's just. I can't get rid of this spot for her. She loves it. Let's see here. Scrolling. Scrolling. Papa's the original Napster. Yeah, she's a girl. Everyone's like, him. Have you ever seen a ball sack on this beach? The 4 horsemen of the fat apocalypse. I love it. I love it. She probably sees the camera moving. I don't know. Maybe she heard it. But when I say certain words, I say baby girl, she can be like, look up a little bit. When can we meet Mama Swole? Well, maybe you'll only meet Mama Swole in Swolenormous Uncensored. Oh, damn. Now I have to sign up. No promises. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? When the time is right, I guess. It's not something I consciously think about. But some things are for me. Some things are for daddy. She's for daddy. Let's see, Chelsea. It sucks that you can't override what a random doctor says because as the daughter of a doctor and a current medical student myself, I can say with confidence that doctor doesn't mean fitness expert. Oh, that's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. And don't get me wrong, I'm not extremely ecstatic about what that person, but of course, here's the thing. That's just a comment on YouTube. So that doctor has blood work and knows the other stuff that person's going on. And it's just, look, legally, it's not safe. It's negligent and it's problematic if I'm like, oh, ignore that fucking person. That's just stupid. I don't know anything about the person commenting, but you're absolutely right, Chelsea. So whenever, especially when someone says, when you cross over, you know, it's like I have a lot of opinions. I say a lot of things, but you have to be careful what you say because if someone goes and be like, oh shit, you mean I could do that? Cool. They fucking have a heart attack and then, you know, I'm not going to be held liable for someone. But that's what scares me. That's the problem, honestly. That's the problem with trainers and coaches and fitness people online. They give people a diet. Oh, you should eat this. Oh, eat that. Who the fuck do you think you are to tell someone what they should be eating? You don't know anything about the person. That's why I like to guide people through the elimination diet because I like to help you. Look, I know a lot about nutrition. I know a lot about nutrition for me. It's true. Anyone who you can study all you want, you know about nutrition for your body. You're the only one, like I'm the only one that knows how I feel with what I do and what I eat. No one else knows what I feel. No one else knows what is going on inside my body but me in terms of like, okay, I eat this and I feel good. This hurts. This makes me feel excited. I feel depressed. I feel whatever. And when you're just telling someone to eat certain things, I think it's reckless. I think it's shameful. So I know nutrition from my perspective. I know what's worked for a lot of people. I don't necessarily know what works for you exactly, but I have a wonderful approach that I can guide you through that will help you get autonomy with your own nutrition. Just telling someone, oh, have 2 cups of rice, have 2 cups of this, have 1 cup of that. That doesn't teach you how to fend for yourself in the wild. It's like, hey, here's some food. And then you throw someone else out and then you throw them out in the woods. They don't know how to hunt. Just because they know how to eat a steak doesn't mean they know how to hunt and clean it and blah, blah, blah. So just because I give you a diet, oh, I lost 10 pounds, cool. But then you go out to dinner and you don't know how to make a fucking choice. Well, what should I eat? I'm confused. If you do an elimination diet, you're going to know, okay, this type of sauce makes me feel fucked up. So I'm going to not order that. Can I get this on the side? Can I go over here and can I have a side of this? Can I get this dish? I like fish because when I eat out, whenever I have steak, when I eat out, it just makes my stomach upset. I don't know why. Maybe it's grain fed. Maybe it's the seasoning. Maybe it's the butter, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to order fish here. I'll get a salad. And then you know. And then you know like what foods you react to. So an elimination diet gives you the power to make better decisions all the time, not just in your kitchen when you're anywhere. And you can make better choices because if you're out to eat and you're hungry and you want to order something and you don't know what foods are going to fuck your world up or make you feel bloated or give you a migraine, you're just eating shit and you're feeling like crap all the time. Low levels of inflammation and crap and fucking just garbage. So if you understand what foods are good for you, then when you go, you can make those decisions anywhere. It's called education and learning. I don't eat tilapia. It's a bottom feeding fish. It's not like my first choice. I don't opt for fish often. The oceans are, I don't know about, I'm not confident with the quality of foods coming from the water, considering of all the shit that's fucking in there. Not to mention there's a lot of mislabeling when it comes to fish. It depends on what you're getting, where you're getting it from. There's literally toxic waste just dumped into the oceans. we don't have the same level of toxic waste on the land. You know, you get grass-fed beef, you're getting, of course, you can, if you're spraying all that shit with pesticides and stuff, then it's, you know, or you're feeding the cows grains and they're standing in sewage and they're fucking sick and overfed and pumped with antibiotics and all this kind of crap. So you can probably get quality fish. I just don't know where the fuck it comes from. I'm not a big fish person. I like fish. So like anytime that I'll have like my cheat, like if I'm going out somewhere to eat, anytime I go somewhere to eat, if I go to eat, it's going to be something that I don't make myself. It's going to be sushi. It's going to be, we go and get crab legs or raw oysters or something like that. It's usually something, I don't want to go out. I don't want to go somewhere and get a steak. I have no interest in that because I'll prefer to make it myself. How can you know what works and what doesn't if you don't work through it? High protein seems to work for me. I never recommend high protein. High protein is not really ideal. I'd be careful with that, bro. I'd be careful with the high protein. You don't need that much protein. People don't need that much. Most people, especially in the United States, overeat protein dramatically. They're eating like a gram per pound of body weight, and that's too much in itself for the vast majority of people. I'd be very careful with high protein. High fat, or that's usually more beneficial. Be careful. Try other things. I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying something different, but I'd be curious as to how much you're actually consuming. You probably consume more protein than me. Not that my way or the highway, but high protein can be stressful for the body. And it's not an ideal energy source. My girlfriend surprised me with grocery shopping, pulled out all the meat she bought for this week, all grass-fed. Well, it's a keeper. Might want to put a ring on that, Greg. When the girl brings home beef and it's grass-fed. Wait, that meme? That Leonardo DiCaprio from Wolf of Wall Street meme? When she brings home beef and it's grass-fed. I just got excited. I just got really fucking excited. Okay. We got questions. Papa Swole got I got a lot of anus going. All right. So kind of slowing down. If you got some more questions, you could drop them below. A reminder, just for those of you that might be coming in at the end of this. Did I close that window? Anyway, Swolenormous Uncensored is now available. So if you're interested in bonus footage, bonus content, and additional styles of video and just footage you won't find anywhere else, check it out. It's on swolenormousx.com. Click on memberships. You scroll down through all the training content and stuff, and you'll see the different memberships. The unlimited will include uncensored. So if you do choose to sign up for that, if you have an unlimited Swolenormous X membership, you will get a notification, whether it's an email. We'll talk about it tomorrow in the meeting, in which you can opt, if you want to add it to your unlimited membership, 100% free. So if you have unlimited, you can get Swolenormous Uncensored just included for free. Included, it's not free, but I mean included in your unlimited membership, or you can opt for it. It's just $2.99. So it just launched. There's one video in there. So don't go in there and be like, oh my God, there's gonna be tons of things. Not Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory yet, but it's going to be. And there's gonna be some more content released regularly. And I'm stoked. I'm fucking amped. And that's what I was doing yesterday. And it's done, it's up, and now it's time to continue to create awesome content. So if you're interested in supporting all the content, like there'll be extra stuff like Daily Swole, Extra Thirsty. Oh, speaking of which, thirsty time. Who wants a little water break? Everyone get your bottles in 3, 2, shwam. Here we go. Party time. Drink it. Mm-hmm. Oh God. Oh God. That's a lot of water. I underestimate how much I drink in like 20 seconds or so. Are you going to put your nuts on nutritionist Abby Sharp's chin? I used to love her content, but now she's a Hace activist. I'm just like, hi, Hace, Abby Sharp. I don't know who the fuck that is. Who are these people? Why are there so many of these people? Let me write it down. Sure, I'll put my nuts on your chin. I don't give a fuck. I'll put my nuts on your chin. I don't know. I'll see if I have that on the list already. You know how many bullshit Instagram fucking nutritionists are running towards this bullshit? Fucking bullshit. Abby Sharp. I'm writing a note to myself. Abby Sharp needs some sack. You know why? You know why people? You know why people get offended by the nuts on chin? You know why? It's because if my nuts are on your chin, it means my dick's in your fucking mouth. Ha ha ha. Beesh. Oh, goodness gracious. She does intuitive eating. Oh, does she now? How convenient. All of these cookie cutter Instagram nutritionists do health at every size, intuitive eating. You know why? Because it sells. It's popular. That's why. It's not good for, look, we're obese, we're dying, and that is not the place to start. That's not the ideal place to start. Health at every size. Haze. Haze sounds like yes. It's like haze. Do you want the cookie? Haze. I do. Do you want the cookie? Haze. Haze, I do. Abby Sharp is pretty trashy. She has to be because she isn't actually a dietitian. They have to follow the shitty government ruling of the USDA. Let's see. What's up, Rebecca? As someone who has not long started going to the gym, has not long started. Okay. How many days a week would you recommend going? Start doing a little something every day. You don't have to go to the gym every day. So if you're fairly big, you're 5'7", 308, you can do walking. You can do some basic stuff at home. I mean, the most important thing for you, Rebecca, is building that habit. So the last thing you want to do is be like, go 6 or 7 days a week. You're going to burn out and do too much. So I would start with the goal, whatever your schedule is, going 3-4 days a week, maybe to the gym. Maybe 3 days a week is plenty. If you're doing some resistance training, you're just kind of starting. You don't want to really, you don't want to get sore yet. Minimally sore. You don't want to go and be like, oh my God, I'm so sore. You don't want that. You might feel it a little bit. You want to make sure you're doing less is more. Honestly, I know you're probably inspired and motivated and all that shit, and you're going to want to fucking go and crush it. And then you start getting really fucking sore, and then you don't want to go anymore because it's new. So the most important thing is to build that habit. So even if you're not going to the gym, you're doing something every day, 5-10 minutes, go for a walk. So just do a little bit every day, a little something every day, but not lifting every day. If you're going to the gym, assuming you're going to the gym, you're doing some resistance training, 3 days a week is fine when you start. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is, especially if you're eating better. Look, you're eating better. Like, it depends on how many different things you're adding. If you're eating better and you're going to the gym, there's a lot of different major lifestyle changes at once. And that's why people fall off, because they're trying to change too many habits at once. So it depends on how you work. Thoughts on anabolic window. You'll be fine. I did leg day, then went to an appointment before walking home and cooking my steak, 2 hours. My friend acted like I was the Antichrist. Am I fine or is she right? You're fine. You're fucking fine. You're fine. What, like one workout or all the time? Like, you're fine. If you're the type of person that's hungry right after a workout, then fucking eat. If you did leg day and you didn't eat until 2 hours later, it's one workout. You're fine. You're fine. There's 365 days in a year. Like, you're fine. It's one leg day. Even if it was true, you're fine. Non-issue. And it's a girl. You're listening to a girl. You're chained angel. You're listening to a woman when it comes to building muscle. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, ladies. Everyone's like, what do you say about women? What do you say about women? Cancel Papa Throlio. I'm just fucking with you. The Swole Norma's ladies can take a joke. You're fine. But she sounds like a Jab Burnett, because the Swole Norma's ladies will be like, you're fine. Just fucking go harder, you pussy. That's what the ladies would say. That's what the Swole ladies say. They're savage as fuck here. Women are hardcore. Irene, I just started and I wasn't nearly as sore the second day as I was the first. Yeah, that's how it goes. But you'll start being sore again because you'll start pushing it, but you don't want to be fucking brutally sore. All the ladies, okay. Everyone's like, I am always hungry after a workout because I stop eating 4 hours before. Otherwise, I get nauseous. But see, look, that you trial and error. If you know you get nauseous, it's like you have to like listen to your body. Some people like to eat before they work out. Some people don't. Some people like to have a little something. Some people like to eat a big meal 2 hours before, an hour before, 4 hours. Go fasted. Depends on what time you work out. If you work out at 6 a.m., you wake up at, you're not going to fucking eat a big meal and then go to the gym. I did have a friend one time that we were walking to the gym. He would eat like a Subway sandwich. He would eat a Subway sandwich like walking into the gym. He'd be like crumpling up like the wrapper and like throwing in the trash can right outside the door and like walking in. I'm like, dude, I would hurl that up like on the first set. Like literally eating, walking into the gym. So, I mean, I don't recommend that, but I wouldn't say it worked for him. I don't remember if he was muscular. I just remember that image just like burned into my head, like eating as well. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? So I'm not saying it worked for him, but obviously that's what he did on that day. Do I like avocados? I do. I have like 10 in the fridge. I got to eat them before they go bad. Yeah, air is a superfood. Ha, you guys are awesome. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for the Sunday Funday Q&Anus. Remember, if you want access to Swolenormous Uncensored, early bird, special, fresh launch, there's a video in there already, and it's available at swolenormousx.com. If you love the Daily Swole, you get some extra clips, extra content, NOC, DWG, extended cuts. All the details are there. When you click on the offer, you'll see at checkout all the things that I'm planning to add, plus more. And it's less than $3 a month, and you can get access to bonus content. And it's completely uncensored. It's going to be additional conversations, additional videos, additional behind the scenes stuff that you won't find anywhere else. That way we can keep our communication open, and I can provide some more awesome content that won't get restricted or flagged anywhere. So swolenormousx.com, click on memberships and check out Swolenormous Uncensored. And those of you that are unlimited members, you will get notified via email and also in the accountability meeting tomorrow with instructions on how you can add that to your account, and it'll get taken care of. So thank you so much for joining me for episode 1241 of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gaincast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. And I'll see you tomorrow for 1242. Peace, McGeese. Deuce, Magoose. Your boy, Papa Swole. Yo, out.